What's up, guys? I'm Baker. Welcome to the first video for Blue Line Morphs. I announced a couple weeks ago that I was going to try to make a YouTube channel just to kind of videotape my journey from start to as far as we can go. A lot of people have been asking when it's going to happen. Well, we're here. So this first video is going to be about exactly what I'm all about. Alright guys, so welcome to Blue Line Morphs. This first video is probably going to be a little boring. I just feel like we need to get it out of the way. Just me kind of talk about who I am, where I came from, and where my love for reptiles really started. I'm probably going to break it down in two different videos just because I feel like who wants to sit through me talking about myself for 25 minutes, right? So I'm just going to break it down. I'm in two parts. The first part's going to be just about when I was a kid and how I fell in love with reptiles. And the second part's going to be where this idea of Blue Line Morph started and why the hell I think I should breed ball pythons. So, full disclaimer. When it comes to technology, I'm not that great with it. So these videos will probably be mostly unedited. So if I stumble over my words, if I sound like an idiot, if I correct myself, that's why. As time goes on, I'll probably get better, but that's just my style. I spent a lot of time just now trying to get like the intro done correctly, and I sounded too fake and phony. So I'm just going to talk to you like it is. This YouTube channel is going to be just brutally honest. It's going to be down to earth. It's going to be the working man's breeder channel. And I'm going to tell you complete and total honesty with you guys about my failures, my success, what worked, what didn't work. And if it changes, I'll let you guys know it changes. So first, the name Blue Line Morphs. Yeah, I'm a cop. I'm not going to say my department just because they'll probably crucify me. I'm not going to say where I live, but if you listen to how I talk, you can probably figure it out. I'll give you a hint. After this video, I'm gonna make a little coffee and take my dog for a walk. You know, how you doing? So, let's get into it. I have my little cheat sheet right here, just so I don't forget about what the hell I want to say. So I'm looking down, I'm not trying to be rude, you hit in the head a lot, you forget things. Anyway, it all started when I was a kid. And the truth is, I used to ride quads with my brother all the time. And we were over here, right into the trails, and it was probably around July, August. I was off for the summer. I was probably about 5 years old. We're driving, and I'm holding on to my brother. It was on the drive. My dad wasn't there. And he locks up the brakes on me. He runs in front of the quad, and he picks like this little rock up. Brings it over to me. There's a female eastern box turtle, which I named Snappy. And that was my first reptile. I cradled this thing like it was a baby, like a newborn baby. I made him drive back to the house. Got back to the house. He gave me an old shoebox. I started ripping grass out of the ground. I threw it in there. And I put the box turtle in there. I couldn't even sleep that night. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. The shell came up. It closed up on me. And eventually she actually became really cool as time went on. But anyway, the next day we go over to Petland Discounts, which now I think they all closed down. But the place was great. Went to Petland Discounts. My dad bought me like a 10-gallon tank, a water bowl, some like cedar chips he used to put down. And that was my first reptile. That was Snappy. That was my little eastern box turtle. And I loved her. I adored her. I would go in the backyard and I would let her walk around. I would try to take pictures with the old, those big, the picture came out, you take it and automatically comes out, whatever the hell it's called. I take pictures of her with that. I used to dig holes in my dad's backyard. He would lose his mind. I would catch the little, the earthworms. When it rained outside, I'd run outside. I had to grab them, get them all together, put them in a jar for my turtle. And that was my girl. And I had that turtle for like 10 years. My mom eventually gave her away. Whatever. I actually tried to relocate the people. Not relocate. Try to find the people she gave it to. It was a family friend and they no longer have it. I would love to have that turtle still. Probably still alive. So that's where it all started for me. And it just progressed from there. I mean, after that, my brother and I would go down to Carmen's River. And we would jump in the water. We'd try to catch like painted turtles. We would try to, every once in a while, the common snapper would bite your toe. You try to pull it up. Bullfrogs, you name it. That's what we did. Little garter snakes. We would just catch them. We would, like catch and release program, right? Kind of like my city's doing now at the bail reform, but whatever. So it was like a catch and release program. We get them, we keep them for a little bit, keep them on their way. So I used to go down to South Carolina every year to visit my grandfather and my grandmother, and he also was a retired cop. And when I was down there, of course they had toads, turtles, everything. So what we used to do is you had the big totes, kind of like the tubs. Like the tubs of my snake. You can't see the snake rack, but kind of like the tubs in there, but bigger and deeper. I used to put mud in there, and I would create like a little like burrow for them, and I would catch these toads. Right, I put the toads in there. My grandfather used to get like his hose, he had this big AC unit. He'd squirt underneath the hose. They all go running. I try to grab them. See, the good thing was his driveway was like white cement, so at night you could see them all hopping. So I always try to get the biggest ones. I got some hammers a couple times. But that's what I would do. I would literally create my own terrariums at a young age. And if I was lucky, I'd catch a tree frog. If I caught a tree frog, holy crap, that was the cat's meow, as you would say. And I used to keep them for a while. I actually took one home, and I had it at home for a while. I mean, yes, I know taking creatures and animals out of their natural habitat, it's probably cruel, etc., etc. Save the comments. I was a kid. Of course, I want to do that now. But one thing I always used to do in South Carolina, I'd always try to get a turtle. Turtles were my thing. I loved turtles. At one point when I was in college, if you came in my room, I would have girls, they're just friends. They would come over, and there was just there was just tanks everywhere. I mean, I had a 120-gallon tank with like 5 or 6 different species of sliders. But check this out. I bought these 3 sliders when they were like passionate, like this big, from like TurtleShack.com, which I later found out they were like terrible with animals. But I had a red-eared slider, I had a Mexican ornate slider, and a yellow belly slider. They grew up together. I had a little tank, bigger, bigger, bigger. Eventually, they had this monster 120-gallon tank. And I would try to get different turtles to put it in. They would attack the turtles. It was like the 3 bullies, like the mean girls, right? Like the popular girls in school. You couldn't sit with them at lunch. It was ridiculous. They had this 120-gallon tank by themselves. So, of course, I'm not going to get rid of the turtle because my other 3 turtles are jerks. So I got another tank. That turtle in there. Then another tank. Then I had a Matamata. Then I had an alligator snapping turtle. Then I had an actual alligator. Then I had, Mississippi map turtles, Wachita map turtles, sulcatas, red-footed tortoises. I had at one point probably 11 or 12 different turtles in my room. Which, if you didn't keep up with the tanks, aquatics, they smell. But when the tanks are nice, it looks great. So that was my love affair with how reptiles started. Now, how I got started with snakes. I'll tell you a couple experiences with snakes and how it really kicked off for me. I remember going to a magic show. I was probably 7 or 8, maybe 9 years old. And starting at the magic show, they had a Burmese python. It was, like a little teeny magic show. Nassau Coliseum. You had to pay money and stuff. They had an albino Burmese python. And you put it around your neck. Oh, by the way, this is Big Mama. This is my big normal female. She's about 4,200 grams. She is ridiculously calm. Look at her. She doesn't care what you do. That being said, also she'll bite my neck. But, so they had this Burmese python around my neck. And it was huge. They had people on either side just in case something went wrong, I guess. But I remember just sitting there and being like, wow, this thing is the coolest thing ever. And I wanted a snake. Asked my mom for a snake. And she's like, absolutely not am I going to give you a snake. Fine. No big deal. It is what it is. So then my brother, he came home with a ball python. He's my older brother. He's 10 years older than me. He came home with a ball python. He had it in like a 50-gallon tank. It was normal, like her. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. He let me feed it. I just thought it was awesome. It was like having a little dinosaur to me. It was awesome. Yeah, turtles are cool. I love my turtles. I love turtles, love tortoises. But you put a goldfish in there, you dump that turtle crap. But these are like predators. These are like dinosaurs to me. I fell in love with them. Now, of course, my stepmother hated it. Absolutely hated it. Now, mind you, we've had scorpions, tarantulas, all types of things. For some reason, for snakes, I just don't know why people don't like them. I mean, look. She can sit here all night. I can do my chores. I can hang out, make these videos. She's not going to do nothing. Take the retic out. It depends on her mood. You meet her in another video. But, where was I? Oh, so they made him get rid of the snake, which sucked for me. But I've always loved snakes since then. So, my first ball python, I used to deliver pizza for a place called Gianna's Pizzeria. And I worked there for like 8 years, high school into college. And eventually when I got on the police department, obviously didn't deliver pizza anymore. But I made decent money, I made $400 or $500 cash a week, which for a 15, 16-year-old kid with a junior's license, driving a 96 Ford Explorer, you live in large. So one day we went into Petland Discounts, me and my best friend Cerullo. So we go in there, and they have a normal ball python, like this. And it's about $100. It's expensive for a ball python. Well, normal. I guess 20 years ago, maybe not. Not 20 years ago. 15 years ago, whatever the case may be. Anyway, buy the 20-gallon tank. I buy all the supplies. They had the heat lamp on top. Plus, I remember guys used to sell my dog's just tearing stuff up. They used to sell the black light heat lamps for at nighttime and stuff like that. So I walk inside the condo, and I have the snake bag. My mom sees it. What's in there? Now, mind you, I always came home with stuff. I always came home. Ferrets, iguanas, tree frogs, you name it, I had it. At one point, people thought I had a zoo. Like, we'd have like my friends over, and I was like probably like 7 or 8 years old. What is she doing? I was probably 7 or 8 years old. We had my friends over. They thought it was a zoo, right? Because they go to the wall. The back wall of my mom's apartment at the time was huge. It had all types of game. I had iguanas, tree frogs, animals, geckos, all types of stuff. They legit thought it was a zoo. They were pointing at it like we were in the Bronx Zoo. Anyway, so I always came home with stuff. So it wasn't weird for me to come home with stuff. But I think for some reason, the mom's intuition, she knew it wasn't going to be copacetic to her liking, if you will. So I close the door, expecting privacy, and like moms do, door gets kicked open. Well, not like I do to people, but pushed open. Caught me in the act. There I was holding my normal wild style ball python. And she was like, "You son of a bitch." I'm thinking to myself, bitch, son of a bitch. But I explained to her, I argued with her about how, listen, it's not going to get out. Look how small it is, look how calm it is. Just like this. All ball pythons are chill. You get an occasional jerk, which I have one, which you'll meet another time. But I convinced her it would be okay. And it was for a little bit. I convinced her that it wouldn't get out of the tank. And it didn't. For a little bit. Came home one day from school. I was a senior. Hi, honey. This is Shelby, but I don't know if you can see her. Back up. You're going to knock the thing over. Go lay down, honey. I know. Come on. Come on. Come on. So, I come home one day. I was a senior, so I got out early. What? I know. This is my pit. If you don't like pits, by the way, just turn the channel off. If you don't like cops, move on. All right? All right. So, I came home one day, and the snake was gone. And my heart sank. I spent hours looking for this thing. Hours. Thinking I would find it. Who do you think found it? What, honey? Mom found it. Where did Mom find it? In my little brother's bed. She was pissed. Again, took a couple hours of explaining, apologies. I bought a weight set to put the weights on top of the tank, and that was it. So I kept that snake for years. Got bigger and bigger. Probably a male. I didn't know how to sex him or anything like that, but it didn't get very big. It wasn't like this gargantuan around my neck here. But eventually gave it to a family friend. They still have him down in South Carolina. And that snake's probably about 15 years old now, which is wild to me. That was my first ball python. I got a second one. I was dating a girl, and I was in Petco. We came across a python. I was like, "You want to get a snake?" It was like a kit. I think it was like $99.99. It came with like a 10-gallon tank, like a heat pad, some water, a water bowl, whatever. So we got it. We named it Solomon. We broke up. She kept the snake. It is what it is. I have no idea what happened to that snake. But that was my first couple experiences with snakes. That's how I got started with reptiles. I think they're fascinating. They're like dinosaurs. Can you stop? That's how I got started with reptiles. I think they're awesome. As corny as that sounds, I think they're amazing. All types. I really want a rhino iguana. I think maybe I'll get one day. But that's how my journey got started with reptiles. From riding a quad to a little eastern box turtle. And now it came to this. And 11 snakes in my house in a matter of a couple months. This is going to be the end of the first part, guys. The second part is going to be about how I got started with breeding. Why the hell I think I should be able to breed snakes. Why I came up with a company name. What I want to do with this channel. What I want to do as a company. So that'll be the second video. I really appreciate you guys watching it. I mean, I think it's amazing anybody would just watch me talk to my camera, right? But you guys are. And again, this is going to be the working man's channel. I'm going to try to explain everything as best as I can, help everybody out. If you message me on Instagram, it's going to be blue_line_morphs. Add me, message me. I'll always answer, guys. Not like these other guys who I'll send messages. Just be nice. Be cordial. You know, at the end of the day, we breed snakes. We're reptile keepers. You're not a celebrity. You're not better than anybody else. I hate that. So if you guys add me on that, message me. I'll talk to you. So please subscribe, like the video, and until next time, listen, be safe. Watch your six.